So what you guys did is really pretty special. You took your dad's business, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys kind of refreshed it, if you will, and you took it to a higher level. What was it like to work with your dad in those areas? And how long did it take him to kind of hand over the baton to you?
What do you mean hand it over?
Yeah,
no, I'm just joking. That's
I was going to say,
right?
Because I saw you guys close to the end of that heating and
Yeah.
air conditioning company, and you know, there was an outstanding relationship between
Always
you and
has
your dad.
been an outstanding relationship. But I think, first off, it was never the dream that Joy and I were going to take over the heating and cooling company. We have a very traditional father who the plan was for us to leave. He was going to make sure we got our education.
Which he did.
Which he did.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then it's like either get married and go do that or find your career somewhere else. It was always for our brother to take over. And our brother did, but had very different business dreams. And that's where the split happened. So at that time, unfortunately, it was 2009 where a lot of people were finding themselves, in a bad business situation.
It was terrible economic time.
was
Just
horrible
coming out of
economic times.
the
Terrible.
biggest economic crisis maybe of your lives, right?
It was.
And so before my dad turned it over to my brother, he had really taken it to a very successful, he was actually the most successful minority, heating and cooling dealer and vendor for Lennox
in the country. Yeah.
And so when you take a man like that and you're looking at your daughters that you raise and they're your little girls, now all of a sudden, when you see what has happened with the second generation that already kind of has, wouldn't you say, kind of when people think about a second generation coming in, I feel there's always this connotation of
They're not going to do the same good job.
Yeah.
Right.
That type of
And
thing?
like,
Yeah.
again, everything, all eyes are on you. Are they equipped? Because nobody can, what our father went through, nobody could emulate that or take that away from him. And so, yeah, you have a strong, very successful man that stands in front of you who has now seen a successful company in a very unfortunate, fragile state.
Yeah. Mhm.
And so then to say, okay, now give us a shot. So let's just say we had our work cut out for us.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, did we have our work cut out for us? We did. The field employees did. I mean, everybody was under scrutiny. And it's almost like, they had to go through the James Williams boot camp, and not everybody made it out. I'd say, it was kind of like I guess equivalent of like a Navy SEAL, I would kind of call it, because he would put them through mental tests, physical tests, try to ask them questions to see if and then he'd come in and, everybody was under evaluation.
Yeah.
But honestly, our father, and we always like to say, he grew up in rural Mississippi. Our dad is 85 years old tomorrow.
God bless him. That's
Yes.
awesome.
And he is not very educated, but he's probably the smartest person we know, right? And he's very skilled and he's so smart.
Incredible common sense.
Incredible
yeah, like,
common
and he
sense.
likes
and
to
his,
say common sense isn't common.
right.
But
And it's
yeah,
not.
that's,
He's right about that.
mhm,
And
that's what
in
he
that,
has, for
he
sure.
the man was at the top of his ability in his trade. And so no one could take that from him.
Yeah.
And he taught Jane and I more than I would say more than anything else that we could attribute in terms of education and knowledge. And even when I talk to some of my friends now, and we're in our 40s, I talk to other people who have had life experiences, and I'll say something to them and they'll say, gosh, like that makes so much sense. I'll be like, my dad taught me that. My dad taught me that. He gave, and we have James Williams-isms and sayings he's taught us
Yeah.
that we really need to go ahead and put it in a book.
It
You
will
should do
happen.
that.
Yes.
You should do that.